So I'm trying to find my levels here. This is exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't edit this out.
Well, you could have first crack. Yay, crack. So there. Oh, I was thinking this is the first. I know you're not much into the seasons thing, but the first episode of season 4. So I thought we should start. I thought we should.
My mind.
I thought we should start a new catchphrase or something. We need let's start each episode with "Hey, let's do this." How's that sound?
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay. Oh, what's another one? Let's go. Maybe this is.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm excited.
Well, what does Mark Maron start with his "Let's do this" or
I've never listened to his.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I was trying to be hip, but I just can't. I can't make it work.
Well, I think it has to come naturally, though.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Well, those are the only ones I wrote down. No, I'm kidding. I didn't write any down. Well, all the listeners can send in comments on the Facebook page on what our startup thing should be.
Well, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I have some. I think the paint fumes are starting to hit me. I did a little painting today. Not in the artistic sense, but in the a wall. I'm painting a wall. That's one of my favorite Beatles songs.
That's not a Beatles song. You're listening to episode 31 of Time to Lean, and here's a song. Phil and John talk about some things and then write a song about it. I hope you enjoy it. Somebody has to.
You're painting another brick in the wall.
Hey, Pink Floyd. Yeah, I tried to. Well, so we did a little road trip to Wisconsin. We went to see my brother Blake this year instead of him coming out here, and I brought a few CDs. I know my oldest daughter likes Radiohead, so I brought a couple of those, and then I thought I would try. For some reason.
Wait, did you say CDs?
Yes, I know.
You mean like you played them in the car?
Right. I don't have.
Oh.
I know. I don't have satellite radio or whatever. But I thought I'd try. I think it's Adam Heart Mother by Pink Floyd.
Oh, one of the old ones.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's mostly instrumental, but yeah, she liked that one too. I think she got a kick out of the one that's like. The first song is quote unquote song is like 20 minutes long or whatever. I think she got a kick out of that. I don't know. But then I was listening to Radiohead later, and I'm not saying Radiohead was influenced by Pink Floyd at all, but there's some sort of, I'll say, continuity there.
Oh, I think that's right. I mean,
every now and then
they all have some common ancestry.
Yeah, I'll put them on the same branch of the family tree.
Which Radiohead album?
Oh boy. Well, actually, we listened to 3. I didn't bring OK Computer, even though that's probably like a perfect album.
That's probably the best one, in my opinion. Although I have not heard the most recent one, which I still need. I have a copy of it. I haven't listened to it.
What did we listen to? Kid A, Amnesiac, and hold on.
Hail to the Thief, maybe.
Hail to the Thief.
I guessed it right. Yeah.
John wins a prize. 10% off a Time to Lean, and here's a song t-shirt.
What is the latest one? I don't know if I've heard it either.
Pools? Frank Poole? No.
Gene Poole?
Gene Poole. CRISPR Poole? No. Yeah, it's something about heart-shaped pool or
Mirror Pond?
Glaze? No.
Sylvan Lake.
I'm not going to look it up. Somebody cares. They know what we're talking about.
Hey, post it in the comments.
Radiohead's latest album in 2016 is called A Moon-Shaped Pool. So there.
Yeah, but anyway.
Kid A is kind of a dense one to get. I remember having a little trouble getting into that one.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird in the car too, and in a kind of a dreary drive. And I don't know.
I would, yeah, and you were bitching about Looney Tunes music.
I
don't know. A kid A on a road trip in a blizzard, that might be worse.
Well, fortunately, it wasn't blizzarding when we were driving. So, how are you?
Okay. I'm mostly over my cold.
Yay!
Yeah, it's okay, and I'm kind of waiting for the next round of snow to start here.
Yeah, it was freezing rain today.
Yeah, it looks nasty.
Here anyway, it was nice and
I went out this morning
crispy.
and cleared my driveway again.
Yeah, I did that this morning.
Seems too early for that, but
Well, I wanted to get it before it started. I was afraid it would get really wet if I didn't get it soon enough, so I just did it right away. But I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe it would have melted if I would have just left.
I just feel like it was just yesterday where we had the polar vortex.
Oh, it was a bomb cyclone.
So, did you run into any bomb cyclones while you were
No, I ran into a bum cyclone. No, no, we timed it pretty good. We were going to come back on Saturday, but we decided to come back on Friday just in case whatever a bomb cyclone is, it was supposedly coming. No, the polar vortex, those really suck. Those are like when you get stuck in cold weather for a month and won't move.
You get that Arctic air mass that comes down and never leaves.
The Arctic Air Mass by Beethoven.
Radiohead.
Beethoven.
That's their next album. It's called Arctic Air Mass.
I guess Tom York is coming here in April. That would maybe I should try to get tickets for that.
Doing his even more accessible solo music.
Right.
I listened to his solo album, The Terminator or whatever it was called, and sorry, Tom. And I think I've listened to it once.
Is that the
I'm sure he
soundtrack
has
to
more than
something?
one, but
No, I think he has 3 solo albums, but I'm not. There's one that's it's a soundtrack. I think just a movie, but I'm not sure. Or he made a movie. I can't. It's hard to keep up with that guy.
Tom York's latest album is Animus, not to be confused with Def Leppard's Animal.
well, there's another guy in the band that's written some movie scores also. Johnny Green, I think the guy's name is.
I don't know their other names as well.
Johnny Greenwood.
He might be. He's one of the instrumentalists, but apparently he is also a film scorer.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised
Composer.
listening to some of their stuff, the instrumental stuff. I mean, easily could be great for movies. A certain kind of movie.
Yeah, I with back to the Pink Floyd, I don't know. Some of it does not hold up for me anymore. Yeah. I find it fairly too pretentious and silly, and
Well, it did get into that. I don't know what they were trying on Adam Hart, Mother.
especially a lot of the stuff from The Wall.
I know.
For me, it's not really aged. I thought it was cool.
Oh, when we were a certain age.
When we were, high school, college time, I thought it was a lot cooler. And I rarely, I hear bits and pieces of it if I've got music on, and it's just like,
Well, and I've heard it so much.
Well, that's true. And there's some great pop music that, I don't know about you, but I've gotten to the point where I've just heard it way too much.
I
Either
can't
I
even
used
hear
to
it
listen to
anymore.
it all the time, or it was even on the radio, or it's just when we had a lot less choice.
Right.
We just had our own CDs or tapes or things. You would listen to things a lot more.
Oh,
And
yeah.
sometimes I just like I'm not. It seems kind of stale, even though it's still great and you can still appreciate it. I'm not usually in the mood to do that.
I think with Pink Floyd a few years ago, I went through a Syd Barrett phase. Well, it was many years ago, but I went through a Syd Barrett phase, kind of rediscovered his solo stuff too. I have like some kind of box set that came out. That's just totally different.
Yeah, and I'm
Pink
much
Floyd.
less familiar with that stuff,
Right.
so I would probably find it better in a way today, even though I avoided it.
That's what I was getting at. Try that maybe because you haven't heard as much. No, I don't think I could listen to The Wall right now if I don't know. I've heard it. I think I just heard it so much I don't even need to hear it again. I have it memorized, I guess.
I also find it fun, whenever I've had, old people rock and roll radio playing in the car or something like that. You know what I'm talking about.
Classic rock.
Yeah, and they'll play Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Yeah.
As a nostalgic pop single, and I just roll my eyes at it. It's just, and of course they cut it off before the end of the "How can you get your pudding if you don't eat your meat" speech. And that's a travesty.
A travesty is a miracle.
Yeah. So you had a good traditional drive to family and Thanksgiving dinner, and did you have there was a turkey and all the usual stuff?
Oh yeah, all the trimmings. We brought pie.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie. My youngest daughter Adeline made two pumpkin pies, and I think I just I just had the last piece a little bit ago. And maybe
they're not that easy to make, I think.
It's affecting my voice. No, I don't know. Sometimes she talks about wanting to do culinary school or something, so that's practical.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, pies are tough. Did she make her own crust and all that stuff?
No, we get the those store-bought crusts are not too bad, really. Some of them.
Oh no, I'm not knocking it.
And but I think next time, I told her, it's like, well, you should make a crust next time, and we'll try that. Maybe for Christmas.
I do the whole thing where you make it from scratch and you use the vodka and the ice water and all that stuff.
Get some lard.
Yeah, actually.
Now that you can get it again, lard is looking better.
Unavailable. Soon they'll have they've got all this fancy new fake meat. They'll have the Impossible lard.
Impossible lard. Oh. Oh, and then that was one thing in the news. I've tried the Impossible Burger and it's good, but I will say something. Mm-hmm. I never once expected that they would have a special burner that they put it on. That was.
Oh, you're talking about Burger King?
Yeah, that was not contaminated.
The way that they can't. Yeah. The people
are
they cook it on the
suing
same
them.
grill.
It's like I never want. No, I never expected them to have a special grill for maybe they should if they wanted to attract vegans more, but I think it's just maybe it's trying to be healthy or something. I don't know what. Yeah, I've heard it has a lot of sodium though.
I think that they are best thought of as a thing for people who just want to eat less meat.
Sure. It's better for the environment.
Just in my own personal experience, most of the people I know who avoid meat don't really want to eat things that resemble meat anyway.
Right.
And that's obviously not everybody, but
I guess I fall into the I probably should eat less meat camp.
And I think it's great if this stuff gets more popular and everything, because we should not only for health reasons, but also environmental reasons.
Exactly. We should eat less meat.
Producing less meat.
I mean, Americans can only get so big. Yeah, no, I think when it's more mass produced, that was, I didn't quite get into a discussion with that, with a vegetarian was complaining about how unhealthy the Impossible Burger is, and they can make a better one in their kitchen. I was like, well, I think the point is getting not you, but other people to eat less meat. Isn't that a good thing? I didn't want to get into it too much, but it was like, I know what you're saying, but let's not just say get rid of it. This is part of the mix, I think.
I think it's also that yes, you can make ones that are more healthy for you, but they're not going to resemble actual hamburger.
No,
as much.
That Impossible Burger.
I think that's not a coincidence.
That Impossible Whopper or whatever. I've had a few of those actually, and it's close. I mean, it tastes a lot like a Whopper
because the real ones are not exactly genuine anyway. So maybe it's best to start in that range.
What's the percentage of real meat in a McDonald's hamburger? I don't know. I mean, they say they use real beef, but
I'm guessing it's. I don't believe that it's made out of sawdust and all that stuff.
No,
I think,
but soy or something.
Cheap. Well, I don't even.
Or just cheap meat.
I don't actually go for that. I think it's just cheap beef, because beef is subsidized so much in our system that
Yeah.
you can still make it that cheap. And I think, I don't have any reason to believe that it's fake, because I think it costs more to make it fake.
Probably. I went to Dunkin' Donuts to pick up some.
Oh, they have a fake breakfast sausage thing.
Yeah, Beyond Sausage or something. I can't remember what it was called. And it was all right. It tasted a lot like a cheap sausage patty. You know, like it, which don't taste exactly real either. But but it tasted a lot like that. I was like, okay, I get it. I could eat this instead. That's fine.
But it
Soylent
didn't taste
Green.
Like, the problem with like fake sauce, not fake, it isn't, because sausage can be made out of probably anything, but like say turkey sausage, for example.
Well, it is made out of
can
everything.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey sausage
Pig anuses.
often is so dry and black. It's
Yeah. What are you drinking? Are you?
Anyway.
No?
Yeah. So
Oh, good. Because you can now. You're not sick.
I'm kind of doing something different today, although I might go switch it up.
Oh.
So I'm drinking fruit slush with wine in it.
What?
So let me explain this.
Is this like my wine cooler? Is this my wine cooler?
I think it's much better. So I have an aunt and uncle that do this thing that they serve at holiday gatherings they just call it slush. So yeah, it sounds amazing.
No, I love it already.
Here's
sounds
what
funny.
you do.
Okay.
I actually have it has a recipe. So you get, I think it's 3 cans of frozen juice concentrate. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One's orange, one is lemonade.
Orange
one
lemonade.
is cranberry.
Oh, okay. Cranberry. Good.
So one of each of those, you put a couple of cups of raspberry juice in. That's just out of a bottle. A packet of strawberry Jell-O.
What?
The liquid from it, and you throw that in with it.
So it's not set yet.
So, right, no, it's still liquid, and you mix it in with all that juice and juice
What the
concentrate.
hell?
You mix it up, and then you freeze it.
Wow.
And it sits in the freezer, preferably overnight, so it gets pretty hard. And then you scoop a bit. You can get a big scoop out of that. It makes a big pile of frozen juice. You put it in your glass, and then you pour. I like to do like Diet Sprite or 7-Up.
Okay.
Over it, and it kind of combines into this fruity slushy. The stuff is still partially frozen, but not quite.
So there's no alcohol in it. But
this time
you could.
I had some white wine left over from making gravy, so I put some wine in it, which cuts the sweetness a little bit. It's still really sweet.
It's kind of a bizarre. I wouldn't even say sangria. I don't know. It's a slush.
Yeah,
We'll just say a slush.
It's really sugary and sweet and all that, which is why it's even better to use. You could even put club soda in. That would probably be good.
Yeah, I was thinking club soda because that sounds way too sweet for me. So I'd probably do club soda and I don't know what vodka.
It has enough. The cranberry and lemonade parts give it enough acid taste that it's not as bad as you think.
Oh, right.
But it's tasty.
So I think the more stereotypical thing would be to go to vodka, but you went with white wine.
I just had it in the fridge. I just threw some in.
Okay.
The vodka would work great though too.
A slush plus. Verisat.
So that's what I have now.
Okay.
I'll sneak upstairs in a few minutes and probably.
Well, yeah, you're not in the kitchen.
Something more conventional. Yeah, I'm still. My poor wife is still got her broken foot in a boot.
The boot. She got the boot.
Which is one reason why we're not out in South Dakota, because it was just going to be horrible. Because if you can't walk, it's no good.
Well, yeah, it's just the airport. I don't know. What a mess.
It's the airport, plus we'd be at my mom's house, and it's a lot of stairs.
Yeah. Well.
So it didn't seem worth all the hassle to do that. So we postponed. We're going to go sometime after the holidays.
And then in December, you're going to with Matt P. and his wife to
January. Yes.
January. All right. So you're going to escape escape the winters here, the polar vortex, and go
to Middle Earth,
New Zealand,
which New Zealand.
I thought of that actually because for some reason they were playing. We don't have cable or anything like that here, but hell, we still use CDs. But they at the hotel or lodge we were staying at. They were one of the channels was running Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't know. Every time I turned that channel on, somehow it was at that same scene with the, I don't know. The keep was falling or something, or I don't know. But the elves showed up with the arrows.
Helm's Deep?
Helm's Deep?
Is that the big battle keep. In the second movie?
Yeah. That's what it was. For some reason, I kept catching that scene.
Huge scene.
Yeah, well, maybe they were just playing that scene. I don't know. It was a deep cut.
Interesting choice. What do you got on?
Oh, I got some Jim Beam Double Oak. And there's a story behind that, and it's maybe not interesting enough to share. But we were staying in, I called it Pewaukee, Wisconsin, but it's probably Pewaukee. And they have some interesting names out there. I did a Google thing for liquor stores near me because I wanted some. The manager's reception at the lodge wasn't running over Thanksgiving weekend. I was very disappointed. And I wanted to meet the manager, and I went to try to find this liquor store, and I couldn't find it. It was probably in a strip mall somewhere. And then I remembered, oh wait, I could just go to any liquor store or any grocery store, and they'd have it.
Or a gas station in that state.
Well, right.
You can buy whiskey in your local convenience store.
I didn't quite figure that out.
But they don't fuck around there.
No. But you think it would have been easier to find a liquor store in Wisconsin. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I was disappointed. But this was on sale, and what the heck? And so this survived the trip. This bottle is almost gone. I don't know what this says about the holidays, but...
You need a lot of extra booze.
Well, we had a good time, though. Got to see my brother Blake's new house, and it was nice. It was a good time.
Yeah, Blake, who did our Time to Lean logo.
Sure. You know, he does this thing. It's called Island of Brilliance, and I think. Oh boy, I hope I got it right. But he volunteers for this organization that I believe what it does art with autistic children, and they had this fundraiser every year, and this year, so they have bands, you know, because this area is really close to Milwaukee, and there's quite a music scene there in Milwaukee. It's really I don't know, I was surprised, but anyway, they have bands. And Blake was on stage. Blake is an artist, and he was painting on stage with the band, and kind of based on what they were singing about, and or the music. And his, you know, they'd alternate between him on the big screen behind him, the band, and him, and so it's kind of like a rock star artist or something. And I thought, you know, if I ever perform anything live, I need an artist on stage. I think that's a great idea. Could sell the paintings.
That's a cool idea.
It was really cool. I think this was the first year they did an artist on stage. I think in the past they've had them around the reception area.
Not the manager's reception.
No. Oh, don't bring that up again.
I know. They're a heartbreaker. They make sure that they don't offer them. They don't want to have them over weekends or holidays when
people need them.
They really want to just have the business people.
People need a manager's reception.
People are paying more because they don't care how much the rooms cost.
Yeah, I guess. Well, one thing. I was looking forward to just not going anywhere after the drive, you know, just sitting there, having a beverage or two, and they had like nachos or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought,
I've
hey kids,
caught
eat the
a couple
nachos.
of them, and they're kind of underwhelming, but
but I wouldn't have had to go
it's free.
anywhere, and it would have been something to eat. So
That's why you prepare yourself and bring a bottle.
oh, you bring it. Yeah, that's right. You know what to do. I didn't bring a bottle with me.
If I'm not flying, I usually come prepared.
Well, I figured I'd find some Wisconsin whiskey or something, but I don't know. I just got this. I cheaped out or something. The Pick and Save I went to didn't have, which is kind of a boring name for a grocery store. Pick and Save. I'm sorry. It's no Pump and Munch or whatever.
Come and go.
KUM. Why is that actually still a thing? Why?
Yeah, of course there is.
I think it was
Go
based
any-
on
they're
Come On
big in
Feel the Noise.
Iowa.
Yeah, it was Come On Feel the Noise is what it was. White Snake has a chain of no, that's not White Snake. Twisted Sister.
Quiet Riot. No.
There you go. They have a chain of
Lee's favorite band, Quiet Riot.
for one brief
Old
moment in
bad
time,
joke.
maybe. But they, yeah, I don't know. They put all their royalties into this chain of. They were going to come on, feel the gas, but that wasn't quite.
Sounds painful. So speaking of old or doing a retro things, so our old friend who we've discussed on the episode that was titled "Cooking Up Some Yuck."
Oh, Lynn.
Our old friend Lynn in Laramie, Wyoming.
Yeah, Lynn
is
R.
a new listener to our podcast.
Wrong. It's Lynn H.
Because you had to send him a
lives-
flash drive.
But yeah, he lives off the grid a little bit. And so he can't really do the podcast thing the way the rest of us do. So I sent him a flash drive with all of our episodes on it in the mail.
Yeah, you're making fun of
It's
you.
kind of bizarre, but
You're making fun of me with CDs. We should have made a Time to Lean CD.
I could have made him an actual or a cassette. Here's a tape.
Yeah, I'll send him a
Here's a
mixtape.
wax cylinder for you.
I'll send him a mixtape of the songs, like a best of.
Yeah,
It would be like 2 songs.
He lives in an old church.
Well, which seems a little odd for him, but I guess it's
Yeah,
been
he told me the reason
decommissioned.
for it. I still don't quite understand it, but
What's in the family?
something about his family owned it or something. But
I don't know. I guess in a weird way it makes sense.
it's all good, right?
Did we talk about yuck and what yuck is?
And he texted me. He does text, but he doesn't have a smartphone, so
Yeah.
and doesn't have internet. He got the flash drive and said he started listening, and he said, and I made some yuck. So things are right in the world.
It wasn't jalapeno tuna
it-
yuck, probably, but
I should have asked. I'll have to.
Did we talk about yuck on the podcast?
I'm sure we did.
I think we did.
Because
It's just basically
it's one of
noodle.
the episode titles.
Oh, okay. It's just basically for
No.
for
We
first
talked
time
about yuck.
for first time listeners. It's basically the way I thought of it initially was because you have like soup and then you kind of beef it up a bit, not with beef but with noodles. You kind of bulk it up there, and but there's different variations. And it's copyrighted, so don't steal it.
Okay, hold that thought. I'm gonna go get a refill.
Oh, a reefer?
I'll be quick. Refill.
Oh, John's getting a reefer. The paint fumes are getting to me. The paint fumes mixed, mixed, fused with the whiskey. Paint fumes and whiskey. The new album by Phil and John. Today's episode is brought to you by Paint fumes-infused barrel-oaked whiskey. Oaked barrel whiskey. Barrel-oaked barrel whiskey. We put whiskey in a barrel for many years. Then we move it into a different kind of barrel. Maybe a sherry barrel or brandy barrel or a rum barrel or beer barrel. The beer barrel polka. And then the beer was made from a whiskey barrel. And then that barrel was turned into another barrel. And we got 2 kinds of barrels and 18 kinds of barrels. And Will Ferrell showed up and he had a barrel.
Roll out the barrel.
Roll out the barrel. Oh, I was getting kind of...
Did you do some polka when you were in Wisconsin?
Hey, man, I did some polka.
Polka? Hard to even...
Noah? Polka, I hardly even know her.
I'm just having difficulty here. But
we're having technical difficulties.
I can't get my ice cube out of the mold.
Well, did you run it under hot water? So there.
It's really awkward.
Oh, you still haven't gotten it?
I'm working on it. I brought it down here.
This should actually be a video.
Wrong.
Well, you got to run it under hot water. Oh, I heard it.
I almost never have to do that, though.
Oh, really? Oh, I always do. Oh, well, I'm just too impatient.
There we go.
Well, it sounded like it did like 3 times. Did it come out in chunks?
Oh, no, it's a complete sphere.
Oh, yay. I have a complete... Never mind. Compote? Complete sphere as well. No, mine's broken up into chunks now. It's not pretty.
Well...
I might as well just have regular ice cubes now.
I switched to a non-age statement single malt scotch.
Oh.
Speyburn.
Speyburn? Or Spatesburn?
Ken Burns. No. Speyburn. Feel the burn.
Well, go over there and we're going to see a rapscallion. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's new to me, but it's 46%, which is nice.
Ding!
Non-chill filtered, no fake coloring.
That's one of the Isle of... No.
It's not an Isle one.
No? What is it? Where is it?
It's a Speyside, I think is what that means.
Okay.
So which means it's a lighter lowland.
Oh, the lowlands.
Not peated.
Oh.
Yeah, it's decent, especially for the pre-tariff price I picked it up for.
In preparation for the tariffs coming into effect, you've purchased a couple things. What did you get? I can't remember.
I picked up a bottle of 8-year-old Lagavulin, which is new to me.
Yeah.
I got a bottle of Glen Scotia 15.
Oh, I've heard of Nova Scotia.
Yeah, this is a different one, and the one I just mentioned.
Yes.
And I could get many more, but that was a lot of money. So.
Well, hopefully the tariff thing will be situated.
I mean, nobody seems to know how it's going to sort out, and
I think Brexit will save us. It could be
that the prices don't really change that much, but there's one more called Glen Alecky.
Oh, that's right.
Which was Ralphie's whiskey of the year, and but
which year?
I haven't opened any of those other ones yet because I've been indecisive. So.
Well, you don't want to open them up yet. You take your time.
Yeah.
Well, the holidays.
That's right.
You know, I'm sure you'll open them all up pretty soon.
We had a nice Thanksgiving. We're just home, of course, and the 2 kids were here for a brunch.
Oh, you did a brunch.
And then they went up to their dad's shindig.
Did he have a smoked turkey?
Matthew P said he did.
No,
I don't know about the kid's dad, but yeah. In fact, it's funny. I was at Costco yesterday, and they had one of those Traeger wood pellet grills, and
you looked at it.
I think next year I'm gonna have to go for it.
I will be very surprised if you don't have another one. If you don't have one of those by summer.
Yeah, they look really sweet.
Where do you get the pellets? Just anywhere. You can find them on the
you
street.
can get them on the internet or hardware type stores sell them too.
Pellet.com. Hey, we should have pellets sponsor us. That would be good.
Hey kids, need some pellets? Come on down to Paul's Pellet Palace and get a pallet of pellets.
Yeah, so it was a nice time. We just had a Costco pumpkin pie, which I think are really good.
They're huge.
But they are huge, and they're like $6-7.
Everything at Costco is bigger.
They should sponsor us too.
Oh, sure, everybody should. Why not?
We just want people to give us money.
I like money.
Too bad it doesn't like you.
Well, by the time this episode comes out, the probably will be season 3's album will be on Bandcamp, and then people can donate there if they want, or purchase a song actually, and you could put it on a flash drive and mail it to Lynn in Wyoming, just randomly.
Go fund Lynn.
Guy that lives in a church.com and just send it over there.
Hey, you should get that one
and have some yuck.
Yeah, I did make a turkey and all that stuff. I made gravy and stuffing from scratch.
And you actually stuffed the turkey this year, didn't you?
And I did stuff that I put it in the turkey.
Oh, what the heck?
It actually turned out great.
Well, I know it's probably the best.
I take the temperature and everything. I don't guess on that, but there's hopefully no danger of
salmonella
and bacteria.
Well, that's the fear.
It was fantastic. It was just a lot of work.
Well, people are putting a duck up in there and whatever else. So
turduckens, yeah. No, this was just a regular turkey.
Isn't there another bird, like a quail, inside the duck, or is that a different dish?
There is a four bird combo, isn't there?
4 bird? Oh, like ostrich and then a penguin.
Well, turducken is turkey, duck, and chicken.
Oh, right. I forgot the chicken. Oh, God. How did I forget that?
Chickens.
Well, a 4 bird, though. A game hen. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's a
little tiny.
Yeah, Cornish game hen. Isn't that a chicken, though?
Really, though, they could take this up a notch and get an ostrich.
I don't know.
And then a turkey. And then a let's see, what's the next size down? Chicken. And then a penguin.
There's how about a goose?
Goose. Yeah, goose, then chicken.
You could fit a goose in there somewhere too, right?
Goose, chicken, penguin, and then
penguin,
parrot, and then a game hen, a quail. There. Dan quail.
Hummingbird.
But you got to make sure you have some have a potato with an E on the side.
So speaking
of Dan Quayle,
random segues. So we've been binge watching this silly show called Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I know.
It's really good. I highly recommend it, especially if you enjoy the Christopher Guest style. Even though it's not made as a mockumentary or anything like that, but
that's good. That got overused.
It's more of a straight sitcom, but Eugene Levy and
Catherine O'Hara.
They're both great. If you like them,
SCTV. Yeah, there's no reason
those guys.
There's no reason I shouldn't have seen it yet.
And Chris Elliott is also really funny in it.
Oh my God, Chris Elliott's in it?
Yeah, he plays the mayor of the town. It's really funny.
I'm glad he still can get work.
I'll say one thing for that show, that they don't overuse the shit joke.
Yeah.
They hardly ever make it a joke, so that's good.
Is that their last name or something?
Yeah. That's the mayor's name is Roland Schitt. Yep.
Oh,
that's Chris Elliott. Yeah, it's really funny, and they live in this old motel, which is a little like the Lazy U, and
really,
like that. Yeah.
Oh, weird. Why haven't I watched that yet?
Yeah, but the mother character, the Catherine O'Hara one.
Oh, she's a comedy legend goddess.
But she plays a former soap opera star.
Oh.
And at some point in the run of the show, she gets an offer to go be in a movie, and that's made as a big deal. But it turns out to be this horrible, low budget, Bosnian movie. But the name of the movie is The Crows Have Eyes.
It's like a bird knockoff.
Actually, the funniest part for me, I mean, in an earlier season, they offer it to her. It's The Crows Have Eyes too, and she wisely turns it down because it's horrible and everything.
Yeah.
And then in the next season, they cut where she's filming The Crows Have Eyes 3.
No, she finally gave in.
Yeah, sorry, tangent. It's a funny show, and the characters are very sweet. Actually, we like pretty much everybody in it.
Good. Eugene Levy's son co-developed it.
And he's actually the main Daniel Levy, I think. He is a co-creator of the show, and he also writes a lot of them, and he's one of the characters. He's very good.
Wow, that's
the whole
really
cast
cool.
Is great.
Well, no,
yeah,
it isn't just like, hey, Eugene Levy's on the show, or Eugene Levy's son is on the show.
I was just thinking, this is one of Eugene Levy's better performances, because often when he's in movies and stuff, he's just kind of a one joke, does the eyebrow thing and the weird expressions and says awkward things. And
he
actually has a pretty well-developed character in this show.
He's underused. Well, what I meant was, hey, Eugene Levy's son has a show. That's what I meant. But no, Eugene Levy and all of those SCTV guys were, again, that was probably I liked Saturday Night Live, but SCTV was probably my favorite. Well, speaking of SCTV, they're having they're having that. When is that coming out? The Martin Scorsese thing. That he's doing like a reunion show or a documentary about SCTV or something.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of this thing.
Oh, well, I'm on an SCTV.
God, he's busy.
No, he just. Well, yeah, I want to see that new movie, The Irishman, or whatever.
I am looking forward to watching that. It's probably one of these days he may have to go back on Netflix for a month or something.
Oh no, definitely I will. Speaking
that
of that,
movie is supposed to be great. Yep.
Well, maybe I'll go see that one at the theater. Oh, sorry.
Oh, and another one that's is fun on Netflix is the Dolomite Is My Name with Eddie Murphy.
I know.
That was really good.
I wanted to see that too. Yeah, he's going to host Saturday Night Live on in December, I guess.
That's great.
Well, there was that whole whatever that he would never go back. He was pretty upset, I guess. David Spade says some things, and I don't know. He was pissed off. But evidently some wounds have healed.
I'm on Eddie's side. I don't like David Spade. I don't care what it was about. He was wrong.
In David Spade's defense, he was doing this kind of entertainment thing where, I don't know. It wasn't that funny, I guess, but it was much funnier than his one with the redneck guy movie, but whatever.
Joe Dirt. Hey, that's my job.
Redneck.
Well, he had a mullet. I don't know. We can edit this part out. This is going to be a really short episode. I'm fading already. Those paint fumes.
I know.
Those paint
I'm
fumes.
feeling the spay burn here.
Paint fumes and whiskey. What a combo.
Yeah, since I missed having Thanksgiving dinner with my family out in Taco John's land, I was texted a picture of a scotch that I think Bruce picked up. It's called Pig's Nose.
He got it just for the name.
Which he admitted later that he bought it for the label.
Of course.
And it's I said the picture. It's a blended Scotch. So not talking the high end stuff.
No,
but it says
I never heard of that.
Soft as a pig's nose. Smooth as a pig's nose. Sorry, I got that wrong. That he bought in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So maybe Lynn could find it down the street from church.
Well, I don't think we posted anything on the Time to Lean Facebook page for a while, so you could post a picture of that.
I'll get right on that.
Haven't you been prompted? Oh, you probably haven't logged on Facebook, but every time I'm logged on...
You know what? I was on it today, actually. So.
It didn't prompt you to post something to Time to Lean?
Oh, I don't know. It probably... you could be making lots of money.
No, it's more like you haven't connected with your fan base in a week.
Yeah.
Well, we don't connect with everyone every week. That would be difficult.
No. What it should do is get on our case about not posting an episode.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. 2 weeks ago or so, I think when we were getting episode 30 wrapped up.
Yeah,
I was really sick, like knocked me on my butt, and
oh sure,
it was a bad week. That Veterans Day week was just awful. I may have had the flu. I'm not sure. Who the hell knows these days? But there was a good 2 days where I didn't do anything.
Yeah, the pig's nose flu.
I needed some pig's nose.
Softer than a pig's ass. Pig's
Not
ass.
that I would know.
Pig's ass scotch. No, that's why we're not in marketing.
We are not in marketing. It ought to be evident by now. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm already tired of Christmas.
Well, they start the music right after Halloween.
Stupid Black Friday, which is now a month long. And I bought nothing this year, by the way. So I'm being very virtuous. I not only didn't go to stores or do any purchasing online, but I didn't go to any stupid national park. So.
Oh, but they're free.
I know. I'm just being silly.
So somebody on Facebook.
It's too cold.
That I know. Well, yeah, we'll go camping. They posted a thing about how Black Friday was actually the name Black Friday comes about as a slave trade thing, and I don't know if that's true. I haven't corroborated it. That's what they said. They said the term Black Friday comes from the slave trade. Somebody Google that. I'm not going to right now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to comment on that. That's
well, it was on the internet. Maybe it's true.
Well, if it was on Facebook, it must be true, right?
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope that's not true. So they were saying don't use the term Black Friday because it's sick.
How about White Friday?
I don't know. Why just call it Friday? No, that doesn't work. Everyone's Friday.
Yeah. Buy shit.
Yeah. Capitalism.
It's a holiday.
Help the
economy.
economy
I saw a great
Friday.
Comment that funny how we Americans turn a single meal into a 5-day holiday.
Right. People get really, really weird about Black Friday, and maybe we shouldn't call it that. I don't know. The day after Thanksgiving, but to me, I'm not going to wake up at, my mother-in-law, God bless her soul, is no longer with us, but she would wake up probably about 4:30 in the morning and go to Walmart every year and stand in line for some kind of Black Fridays. And I'm like, you could get killed. What are you doing? I don't think a lot of people have been killed at Black Friday on Walmart, but a couple have. But they show.
I think that's gotten better. Yeah.
They show pictures though of like people trying to get the, I don't know. Let's say $50. No, maybe that's too little. But whatever, large screen televisions, and they're all standing there in this huge mob. I saw a picture of that. It's really weird. I don't even like shopping normally. I just can't imagine waking up at 4:30 in the morning and standing
4:30 is late, actually.
or maybe earlier, right? And standing in line, and then fighting people for maybe it's an adrenaline thing. You kind of
some people I think genuinely enjoy that whole bargain hunt thing, but it's pretty clear now most of the time that you don't need to do that.
I like to find a good bargain.
How many TVs do people need?
I don't know.
Most of the time they don't, stop working after a year. So I just think
it's bigger though. This year it was bigger.
I need one in the closet over here. I guess. Well, let's buy one.
I need a 54-inch television in my closet, but first I have to.
Yeah.
I have to make the closet bigger.
Right.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, it's always the same stuff, like the video game consoles or
a big TV.
Big TVs.
That seems to be the main thing.
Cabbage Patch. No.
Well, there was that. Yeah, the Cabbage Patch.
And then like Amazon just they put all the same shit on sale every few months. And they just have it instead of Black Friday. They call it Prime Day 10 or something like that. It's like all those little cameras and Alexa devices that spy on you and all that stuff. Phil, do you have one of those? One of those smart speakers or
no? But I did finally figure out how to get my iPad to say to do things for me a little bit, because I didn't realize you could say, "Hey Siri," to do things.
Don't say that.
Oops,
because you just triggered somebody's phone or device. That's a thing on podcasts. Like one of the ones I listen to, they say, "Hey dingus," which I hate. I wish I'd come up with it. I think it's a great substitute, because you can't, or some people will bleep it out or something like that. But my Apple HomePod thing gets triggered even when people don't say that.
Triggered. Yeah.
Yeah, I
hate that word.
No, it needs a safe spot. No, I will be sitting there watching Schitt's Creek or something like that, and the speaker will suddenly go, "Uh-huh."
Oh, weird.
Like we asked it something and it doesn't understand why we're not responding, and
how weird.
These things are terrible.
I don't
know. So one of the things that's interesting, speaking of all these devices, is I don't know if you've noticed that cars have really big touch screens in the middle of them now.
Well, I've heard.
Yeah. Mine,
not my
neither
car.
of mine do. But, so I'm looking maybe to purchase a new car next year.
Yeah, you have a pretty old car.
So I may replace my almost 20-year-old Subaru Outback with a new one.
Yeah.
And the new version of it that just came out for 2020, the entire middle of the dashboard is all screen.
Weird.
It's massive.
But it's a touch screen.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant iPad, and down.
Oh, you should
kind of
be able
turned
to.
on its end.
You need to talk to it. You can't touch it. You can't remove your hands.
You can, but
from the steering wheel.
So the thing that sucks. I mean, the steering wheel has a whole bunch of buttons, which is great, but you have to to change the air conditioning or heat or other things. You have to go through these little touchscreen menus.
But your eyes are off the road.
Well, yeah, it's distracting, and there's no tactile things to touch.
I need a button. I'm a button guy.
I just think they got to come up with something better than a touchscreen for all this stuff. And
I could see right, because I could see where just talking to it and say, hey, it's a little cold in here, and it turns up the heat.
If they were really well executed, you could do that. Now, but look at all these devices like the HomePods and everything else that can't do that stuff right, and they're probably far ahead of the car companies as far as the software goes. So when is Subaru going to get good enough at that that you can actually run your car, systems with voice control.
Because because you know when you're driving and you can keep your eyes on the road, but you have your hand over there and you feel, okay, a second knob, click. You don't even have to look. But a touch screen, you're going to have to look.
Right, especially things like your if you want to turn up the heat, or
turn on your lady friend with the vibrating heated seats.
Turn on the heated seats, or whatever other little things that are not really about driving the car, but they're things that you might want to adjust while you're driving.
Sure, because things change.
And one of the things that really irked me this is another new car thing that they do mostly to save gas, I think, but what they do is they shut off the motor when you come to a stop.
Oh,
like at a stop sign or something like that, and then as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the motor starts again.
Weird.
Have you heard about this?
Is that a hybrid thing? It's not just hybrids.
Regular gas engines do it now.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's I haven't heard that.
Lots of new cars. It's a very common thing now with the new vehicles, and
that's kind of weird.
Like I was in my brother's Toyota when we were out visiting him in Baltimore, and I just found it really distracting and kind of because there would be this tiny little bump when it would start and stop the motor.
I'd be afraid the car died because I'm used to older.
It's a little disconcerting.
I'm used to older cars. Oh, my car died.
But there's these cars all have an override. You can shut it off,
so
it doesn't do that. But I noticed I was reading about this Subaru, and apparently that control is in one of the touchscreen menus. And you have to do it every time you drive the car. You can't just have it off all the time.
Why can't you have a preset or a preference set?
Yeah, apparently
they're computers.
every time you get in.
That doesn't make sense.
Otherwise, it seems like a really good vehicle and everything else is great about it, but these dumb tech things they put on there.
More things to go wrong is what I say.
Well, that, of course, that's the other part of me that I just picture this starter motor and everything constantly, starting. And
that doesn't sound like it would be good for the engine.
Well, I'm sure they engineer it
or the starter
to hold up to do that because it's meant to do that. But
I don't know.
There's part of me that just doesn't trust it.
Well, for one thing,
or that 2 years from now it's going to break.
Because for one thing, I mean, with the cars we grew up with, you didn't want to turn them off and turn them on a lot because it would wear down the starter.
Yeah, or it might not start again.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Good luck. I don't want it to do every time I put the brakes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I at some point I will get a new car, and I want to get an electric car. I think because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't usually drive. I don't usually drive too far in my car, but I don't know.
Yeah, and if you have a garage or somewhere to put it where it can charge overnight,
that's the thing I'll have to figure out.
Most of the time, even in a cold climate like this, they still do pretty well.
I guess that was I was always wary of that because.
What they do
what's the heater like?
they put. Well, I think they do okay, but they have some extra cold weather equipment on there that keeps the batteries a little bit warm when it's parked.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Why it's plugged
otherwise,
in.
Batteries, of course, do very poorly in cold weather, so you want to keep them above freezing or something. It must
keep them warmed up a little bit while you have it plugged in.
A little bit like in the old days where people would buy block heaters.
Yeah. All right.
Because when it got really cold, they wouldn't start if they were left outside.
People have been plugging their cars in the north for years.
Yep. I remember the first time I ever saw one of those, and I just thought, what is this little electrical plug coming out of the front?
Yeah.
Oh. And it's like, and then I at one point had a car with that, and one time I used it, it did the trick, and the car started even though it got 20 below out or something like that.
Yeah.
And in those days, cars were not guaranteed to start when it was cold.
No.
They're much better today.
There's always a period of time when I'm on the road in a road trip where I just flip and try to find a radio station. There aren't.
You still do that, huh?
Yeah. There aren't. I get a kick out of some of it, but most of it is just so annoying. But
Well, it's all ads.
It is. They'll play a song and then it's like 20 ads. Classic rock. Blah, blah, blah.
Ebenards.
Well, some of the local
Well,
ads
you should
be kind
get
of funny.
a little Bluetooth thingy for your old car.
I don't know.
I think I got one for $20. Works great.
So then what? What do you do with that?
It plays through your radio.
Okay.
And you can sync your iPad up to it and play podcasts.
Oh, the iPad. Okay. So,
Yeah,
I
or
get it.
whatever.
It's an interface between whatever device you have and the radio.
Yeah, it plays through the FM radio.
Yeah, okay.
It's powered by what we used to call the cigarette lighter.
What is it called now? The power.
12-volt power outlet or something like that. Yeah. But it looks exactly like the old.
Well, it's the
except
same
if
thing.
you push it in, it doesn't get hot.
Right. I remember playing with that. My dad never smoked.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
My dad never smoked, but he had one of those in the van.
Wrong. Your dad smoked until you were 3.
You could always tell when somebody had actually used it because you pull out the little plug and it would be black.
Right.
But the people who never used them, they would be
Glowing red.
be pristine. They
Oh.
would just get all nice and red, and the little metal coils would be silver.
Yes, I know. Ours were always
I'm
like
so
that.
glad I noticed that kind of stuff.
Ours were always like that. Oh,
Yeah.
it was warming. It was
My sisters
nostalgically
probably
warming.
smoked in our-
Yeah? What? Your sisters what? Your sister smoked.
They used to, yeah.
Well,
I was the one sibling in my family that did not smoke.
Rob smoked?
Sometimes.
Oh, sure. I guess I've had a couple of cigarettes here and there.
Yeah, he'd smoke a couple of things at parties, and I mean anybody in the theater.
I remember trying my ex-step grandfather-in-law's Pall Malls or whatever it was, old school
Floyd.
cigarettes. And wow, I was coughing for a while.
This one got really random.
No, that's all right.
No, it's the holiday spirit.
The ghost of Christmas spirit.
It's almost time to go upstairs and watch some Hallmark holiday movies.
Have you been watching that with MJ?
She once in a while I get caught for a little bit. They're really hilarious in a way because there's a formula, for them, and
Well, yeah, I know.
and usually it's like the attractive dad with the cute little kid and
Whose mom died.
the wife died a couple of years ago, and
Oh.
he just can't do Christmas since she passed, and
Yeah.
the interior decorator / Christmas store owner lady comes in and
Or maid?
but
whatever.
or yeah, no, she's always a professional person that doesn't seem to have a career that would allow her to live. But
Yeah, somehow.
or the flip side of that is that the guy is this kind of handy Christmas tree lot owning, small town.
He has a truck.
Looks like a metrosexual lumberjack or something like that. Or,
It's so white.
there's our
too,
title.
right?
Oh, they're all white. Yeah. And he's there, and the lady is a big city girl who works at
Oh,
an
yeah.
advertising firm or something like that, and she gets trapped in the town during Christmas and
A
has
snowstorm.
to help with the big pageant or something like that. Yeah. I know way too much about these.
Well, yeah, because she was like,
Everything I've said is true. It's all the plot of. I mashed them up a little bit, but
at least 7 of them. No,
Yeah.
she was watching one the other day, and she's, I'm going to watch the
it's a
Hallmark
guilty
Channel.
pleasure.
And I'm like, I don't judge. I don't, they're engineered to make you feel good.
She doesn't take them very seriously.
Yeah, but they make you feel good. They're engineered that
They're
way.
very nice. Yeah. I noticed that some of the other channels have very like the Lifetime channel.
Yeah.
They at first glance they're exactly the same, except they're a little more progressive. So they've got some people of color, and once in a while there's a gay couple. Or
An interior designer meets a man who's stranded in a small town, a metrosexual lumberjack.
Yes,
who's half bear. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
So yeah, that's the holiday spirit. We're staying home for Christmas because I have so many gigs and we have to go to New Zealand. But my mother-in-law is coming to visit, though.
Good.
And I don't know what we're having for dinner tonight either. That's the other part.
Oh shit! I gotta make dinner. I think we're gonna have tuna noodle casserole.
Tuna yuck.
Kind of. It's a family favorite.
Do you put crushed up potato chips on the top?
Oh yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody in my family puts extra chips on top then too after it's cooked. So you have a layer. You have a layer of the cooked potato chips, but then you break up some of the fresh on top too. Extra salty.
And then extra salt on top of that.
No. We don't.
Salt encrusted salt vinegar potato chip with
But I use sea salt.
Condensed soup. And,
No. Oh my God. This dish is probably way too high on the sodium chart, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Phil. You can't have salt for 2 weeks.
I have to keep an eye on the blood pressure, John. I'm almost 51 now. Am I?
Well, you'll be one of us soon.
Or am I already 51? I don't know how old I am.
Oh, you got a couple weeks left, right?
Yeah, December 16th. The
Okay.
birthday of Beethoven. Good big fan Beethoven on the triple sec plus. No. All right.
Triple sec? Well,
No, edit
I don't
that
know.
out.
You better go get your tuna yuck going.
Yeah, I've had way too much fumes and whiskey. I'm getting a little sleepy.
Thanksgiving night, I poured some scotch, and I was looking forward to it. When I went to smell it, all I could smell was like gravy and turkey and stuff because I'd been cooking it all day. I was just like, this
Sage.
sucks.
I'm having a nice sage scotch.
Yeah, it was just like, this smells a lot like Thanksgiving. Wait, shit.
I'm having a sage scotch from the Sagelands, the Isle of Sage. All right, well.
Oh, by the way, I finally today I had some time and because I'm just being lazy ass all weekend. I finally watched The Other Side of the Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask me why I ended up watching that today. But
So what is that again? Orson Welles?
that's the Orson Welles finished recently movie.
Refinished?
We discussed like a year ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Episode whatever.
it's one of those movies that I don't know if I really liked it that much, but I'm glad I saw it.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
very it's
I think it's a must-see if you're an Orson Welles fan.
yeah, and you can see a lot of the Wells stuff in there, and the John Huston character has there's
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that's plucked right out of Wells's persona.
Well, and
Very obvious.
Bodagovich, whatever his name was.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was some good stuff there, too.
I don't know. Most of the stuff with what's her name, Uda Kodar, or whatever her name is, Wells's girlfriend.
Yeah.
With her wandering around old movie sets naked and all that stuff, and
Yeah, that was okay.
I just thought it was kind of a like. I think I want to show nudie pictures of my lady friend here, and I just thought it was like, oh come on.
Well, hey, that was her idea probably, for all we know.
Oh, it could have been. I mean, I think she was a professional model or something like that, and that's how it came off. But it just. See, there was just a little bit like you could just see Wells sitting back there going, "Get a close up of that."
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that some of that wasn't great, and there was. I mean, it's got some real dated aspects, of course.
Not unlike this podcast.
But then again, it was kind of ahead of its time.
Unlike this podcast.
Yes, a lot of the technique and the structure of it was really, really modern, even by today's standards.
He kind of invented that a different genre in a way. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but
it's problematic, and I need to go watch it again because there's so much going on in it. And like a lot of stuff like that, it was so unfinished that I don't even know if Welles, if he had finished it at all, would have even done it that way.
right.
But it's a good attempt, as far as we know.
Well, with the editing,
And I'm glad they did it.
They
there was
they
a
did
lot
the
of
best they
stuff.
could. They did the best they could with his notes and knowing him and that kind of thing. But
Absolutely.
there's some really, really, when you look back on when that was done, it's way ahead of its time in some ways, and kind of created a different sort of. Now, if you look back at it, it's almost cliched. But when you think about it, it's like this was the first time it was done. Really. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of it was, and I mean, as narrative, I don't know if it's very successful, but
Yeah. No, they pieced it together. But
I just don't know that there was a lot of character and story by conventional means in there, which is probably not what he was after. But it's the whole thing is so fractured to begin with that it was probably never going to be exactly what he thought it was going to be when he started.
he might have been okay with that, though. But we'll never know.
But anyway, it was great. They did a great job piecing it all together. It all looked fantastic picture-wise.
Yeah.
I
was-
liked the
it
musical
was-
score on it, which was done recently. And
It was an interesting cut.
yeah, definitely.
Who knows what he would have done, but
I think there is a lot going on, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again one of these days.
I think I probably need to see it again also. All right.
All right,
What-
ma'am.
What else have you watched? Anything
And-
else? No? We should be
Well,
done.
I've been watching things. I watched
that
another
thing.
one of my dad's old movie collection movies.
Yeah? Which one was that?
This one's called Charge of the Light Brigade
No.
with Errol Flynn.
Errol.
It's interesting. I'm kind of getting to the guy from Robin Hood.
No, I know.
Errol Morris. No, Flynn. In like Flynn. Michael Flynn. The movies that I got from him are kind of in several categories. One is World War II themed movies. And
Sure.
Another one is, which I think was popular at the time, but historical epics.
Yeah.
And that's what this one was, because it was kind of a old time British colonial empire saga.
The good old days.
Back when they were subjugating India and stuff like that. Except they don't call it India, of course. They made up some name for it. But
Oh.
I'm formulating a good way to talk about this whole thing without just rattling off all the names in the movies and stuff like that, which
Right.
anybody can go look up. But I think I've kind of got some themes and
Well,
ideas going. So
maybe we'll talk about that next time.
I think I'm almost ready to do that. So next episode, don't get too excited.
It's a teaser. What was the name of the movie?
Charge of the Light Brigade.
Okay. Well, we'll all look forward to that. And here's a song.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Charge
Well,
of the
happy
Brigade.
rest of Thanksgiving and
Oh, Festivus.
the feats of strength. I love that.
All right, John.
The airing of grievances.
No. Well, families do that in a kind of weird way.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, man. Well, have fun with the tuna.
I hope this one is in tuna.
Here's the song!
12 ounces orange juice concentrate. 12